Hello, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of Book Chat. With summer ending so abruptly, and now that we're welcoming these cooler temperatures, I have been craving warmer foods like soups and stews. So I thought it would be the perfect opportunity to look through some of our new cookbooks and share a few standout soup recipes. So first, we have this book called As Cooked on TikTok, which includes some of our favorite viral recipes that I'm sure we've all seen while scrolling through TikTok. This book includes recipes from more than 40 TikTok creators, and they really all do look great. There are actually two recipes that I wanted to cover in this book today because they're such a classic combination. It's grilled cheese and tomato soup. So these recipes are actually listed right next to each other in this book on pages 65 and 66. Here's a recipe for the extra cheesy grilled cheese. So this one's actually inspired by the popular Starbucks grilled cheese that so many people love. This one includes sourdough bread, Colby Jack, grated Parmesan, and mozzarella cheese. It also includes the tip to spread mayo on your bread instead of butter before you grill it, which I have done and is so delicious. And then the tomato soup recipe also really caught my eye due to the inclusion of balsamic vinegar, honey, and it sounded really creamy because it also calls for half and half. And I can show you a picture of that. It's right here. A great thing about this cookbook is that it includes QR codes. So if you're interested in seeing the actual TikTok video that this came from, you can scan the code and it'll take you right to the video. The next recipe that I'm sharing is from this cookbook called the Gracias, Madre cookbook. It's by the owners of the plant-based restaurant of the same name in LA. There's actually a whole chapter on soups and salads, and the one that really caught my attention is this vegan crema de elote right here. So I think that corn is such a great late summer, early fall produce, and this warm, creamy soup just looks really delicious. The recipe is surprisingly simple and looks accessible even to newer, maybe more inexperienced cooks. The serving suggestion is to garnish with an almond cotija. There's actually a recipe for that on the same page. Truffle oil and a side of tostadas. The third recipe that I'm sharing is from this cookbook, Masala, Recipes from India, the Land of Spices. This 3-dal soup or stew right here, it looks especially hearty and filling, and it's full of warming spices like ginger, cloves, cinnamon, garam masala, and it also calls for serrano chilies. This recipe does require some prep time ahead of cooking due to soaking the dal and the mung beans for at least 5 hours. So this isn't something that you would just maybe whip up really quickly. It does require some planning, but it really does look worth it. It looks wonderful. And I love that they recommend topping it with fresh herbs like cilantro, parsley, or basil. And here it looks like they actually added some chopped green onions, which looks great as well. And this is definitely one recipe that I'm excited to try this fall. So the last book that I wanted to talk about has a really cool concept. It's called A Dish for All Seasons, and it will take one base recipe and then offer 4 seasonal spins on that recipe. There's a section called Cozy Soups, and they honestly all sound great. The fall soup is actually Lebanese-inspired lentil soup with carrots, squash, lemon, and spices. It has you bake the squash in the oven beforehand to get it nice and soft before you add it to the base. And the spices in it are also super warm and inviting. It calls for turmeric, cumin, coriander, fenugreek, black pepper, chili powder, and cinnamon. And I really just couldn't think of a more comforting dish. So thanks for joining us for another episode of Book Chat. Like I mentioned earlier, all these books that I talked about are on our new bookshelf. So if you're curious to check them out, you can give us a call or send us an email, and we would be happy to put them on hold for you. We hope to see you guys next time. Bye.